back there. All right, good afternoon. Today, we are one day post an election that I think truly showed who we are as Kentuckians. We are good people that take care of each other. We believe in the golden rule that says we love our neighbor as ourselves, and the parable of the Good Samaritan that says everyone is our neighbor, no exceptions. We get through the hard times and we get through them together, and we get to the good times and get to them together. And right now, Kentucky is seeing a lot of good times. We are on a historic win streak. We've had the two best years of economic development in our history. We're building 3 massive infrastructure projects all at the same time. We're bringing clean drinking water to our counties and high-speed internet to every single community. We're building the 2 biggest electric battery plants on planet Earth. We've had record high budgets and record high budget surpluses and record low unemployment. We've created nearly 50,000 new jobs for our people, $27.8 billion in new private sector investment. So today, we are back here at the Capitol, getting back to work. It is time to get more big things done for our families. That starts with the type of investments that we need in our system of public education. That begins with the educator raises that are absolutely critical for moving our state forward. A second piece is universal pre-K. It's time to make sure that no Kentucky child starts kindergarten behind, that we address learning loss before it ever even begins. We're going to keep attracting new jobs and new industries. We're going to keep building our workforce, helping more people to get in these great jobs. And we are going to rebuild our communities that have been hit with historic flooding or tornadoes. We're going to keep that promise while I'm governor to repair every home and every life of every single individual that was impacted. I pledge today to continue to be a governor that serves everyone, that I will never view this state as having red counties or blue counties, but just counties of our Kentucky families. These next 4 years are going to be a great opportunity, an opportunity to come together, to move forward, not right, not left, but forward, to stop the fighting, to push away the division, and to remember, we're Kentuckians. We have more in common than anything they're arguing about in Washington, D.C. Right now, we have a chance to be the generations that change everything, to leave a collective legacy or gift of more opportunity for every generation that comes after us. We are seeing an economy transform at a rate I've never seen, and an opportunity to do better for every Kentuckian that comes after us. I think that's the gift every parent wants to leave to their kids, that everyone in government should want to leave to this Commonwealth. So my goal as governor, but also as a dad, is to truly build that better Kentucky where my kids and everyone else's can dream as big as they want and chase those dreams right here in Kentucky. And I know we can do that together. I want to thank my family. I want to thank our Lieutenant Governor. Her efforts these last 4 years and significant efforts on the campaign trail. And I want to thank the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We're getting a lot of really nice emails right now. And each and every person out there, thank you for believing in us. We believe in you too. We believe that our state has so much potential to be a top 10 state economy, to be a land of opportunity, and maybe to be one of the first places that can say we are not going to let these anger politics, this division, attempts to foster hate and fear. We are not going to let that happen here. That we are better than that. That we care about our neighbor regardless what their registration is or whether we agree with them on every single issue. Now, that's the type of Kentucky that's going to continue to attract employers of the future. That's the type of Kentucky I think we've always dreamed of, and this is our best shot of making it happen. So with that, as long as, Winnie, you don't have any comments, we'll open it up to questions. Yeah.
We've heard some comments from Republican lawmakers. Senator Thayer said there's no incentive to work with you. President Stiver says the vote will be more collaborative in a second term. Do you have any reaction to that and your hope for your relationship with the legislature
My hope is that we won't see this kind of outward bickering. I meet with legislators regularly in my office. I remember once I met with the legislator in my office, and later on the floor, they said that I never meet with them. So, but yeah, we're going to make double our efforts to make sure that we are building the type of relationships where we can get things done. Now, the phone works both ways, and we need to make sure that everyone is reaching out. And listen, I'm not going to respond to the negative. I mean, when somebody is yelling and you yell back, there's just two people yelling. My goal is to try to continue to be an adult, to continue to operate in a way that makes people proud and hopefully allows people's children to watch what we say and what we do.
Governor, you brought up teacher raises. Getting much of the legislature to get behind some of your proposals with regards to that was difficult for you in your first term. What would you tell Kentuckians as far as what you're going to do differently to ensure?
Some of the same people said they would never do while I was governor, medical marijuana as well as sports betting. $500 million in clean drinking water, the internet money we're seeing out there, the capping of insulin, law that requires mental health to be treated as physical health. We've gotten a lot of important bills passed. But now they don't have to worry about whether it's a win or a loss for me. Right? I'm term limited. My only goal is to get the right things done, and this is their chance not to have to worry about it at the next election, to come together to support education in the way that we all should. And remember, for many of these legislators, the school system is the largest employer in their region. And that means if we're not paying our educators enough, we're just impoverishing our own communities. I mean, this is our chance to not only pay teachers closer to what they're worth, but to boost the economy in each and every one of these areas. And listen, our shortage looks like it's going to be even worse. And when you look at social workers, you look at corrections officers, DJJ officers, state troopers, every time we've provided a raise, more people have come into the profession. So it's as simple as if you pay people closer to what they're worth, you'll get a whole lot more good people willing to do the job.
If I could just follow up, if it was over 5% was difficult in the first term, what may you do differently to get that 11%, specifically convince the legislature?
Well, I think that first of all, we'll have those conversations, but the shortage getting worse ought to convince every legislator that we have to do more. I mean, in the simple numbers game, if we continue to lose educators, it means we need to continue to increase compensation. Well, I think candidates should run for politics of attempting to divide us and of gross partisanship. People are tired of the constant bickering, of seeing the world in red or blue, or Team D or Team R. I think everybody who runs for office ought to come with the very best ideas about how to move us forward. I mean, I look back on the primary in 19, and Rocky and I were running against each other, but we didn't attack each other. We didn't go negative against each other. We talked about our ideas, and here we are today, friends, a big part of this administration, moving the Commonwealth forward. So my suggestion to everybody is make sure you're running first because you really care about people and you really want to make a difference. And then tell everybody how you want to do it.
They would probably argue that they are running for those reasons, though, yet they're still losing.
Well, I believe that we are going to have competitive elections all over Kentucky. I think people are tired of the gross partisanship, and this is going to be a time when everyone can talk about their ideas of how to move the state forward for everyone, not just this family or that family. We saw one of the most partisan campaigns at the top of the ticket. It was rejected. People of Kentucky wanted a governor that's going to serve everybody. Attorney General Cameron called me to concede shortly before he went on that night. He was very kind, and I appreciated it.
Governor Beshear, any issues or points that you made that you think you could do better this next go around?
Well, I think the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky said last night I was doing a pretty good job, and we're going to make sure we continue to do it. But this job isn't about me. It's about doing the best we can for all of our families. So anytime I think we can do something better, we're going to find a way to do it better. Second term gives an opportunity for more interest. People maybe wanted to come into the administration, and then provides opportunities, again, whether it's relationships with the legislature. I remember very clearly, my dad's first term with David Williams being Senate president, he was saying the exact same things that you heard throughout this campaign and maybe from a few people last night. That changed the next day, and listen, let this be a new day, right? Let it be a new day with relationship with the legislature. Let it be a new day in how neighbors treat each other. Now, don't judge your neighbor by the box they checked behind their name when they were 18 or if they've changed it. Let's just try to be better. And I'm going to do my best to lead that way in these next 4 years, to hopefully be able to end 2 terms and everybody say he tried to be the best governor he could be for all of us.
Governor, how much did the abortion issue figure
This or that. I think a re-election is about whether you've done a good job, whether you've shown up, worked hard, and gotten results. But let me say that having the success, the people of Kentucky strongly oppose that. That as Kentuckians, we have enough empathy for individuals like Hadley, and what a brave, courageous young woman that she is, that we believe she and everyone else should have options, and the legislature should make that change as quickly as they come in. I believe that the people of Kentucky have been very clear that they oppose what is the most restrictive law in the country, and in the very least they want to see exceptions. And our role as government, their role as a legislative body, is to do the will of the people.
Governor, this race got national attention, as you know. What should other states be taking away from your election, if anything?
Well, I don't want to overcomplicate things. I just believe if you show up every single day, you work as hard as you can, you get results, and then you truly care about what you do and the people you serve, that's not only the right way to govern, it's a winning formula.
Your attention, your victory has gotten attention nationwide given the presidential election next year. Do you guarantee that this term, you're going to finish this term as governor before looking at anything?
Every single day I have left is special. It's an opportunity. And listen, when you've been the governor during a pandemic, and tornadoes and floods, but then also, landing the Ford plants. The 2 biggest battery plants on planet Earth, the game-changing, state-changing investment that's going to be. You get to see what just one day can do for the lives of Kentuckians and maybe for the next 10 years. I'm going to serve every single day of these next 4 years. This job will have my sole attention. I love this Commonwealth. It's where our kids are growing up. I want to leave it in the very best shape I can. So listen, people saw a hardworking governor the first term, and in this campaign, I'm going to work just as hard because every last moment is precious. And I'm saying that with 4 years of them left, but we're going to make sure that we make the very best of it. Oh, we'll see. We just came off an election. Will's a freshman in high school. Lila's in 8th grade. I'm happy that their lives are going to remain stable. Frankfort's been really good to us. I'm just living in this moment.
And then, of course, the cabinet has seen struggles. You talk about the teacher shortage, but the social worker shortage. Is there anything you would want to say to them as we continue to see kids housed in state offices?
Yeah, so we have been instituting raises, multiple raises for our social workers, and it's working. Maybe not as fast as we'd like, but it is working, and we have to continue them. Our next budget will have an overall 10% raise, though it is over the 2 years, 6 in the first, 4 in the second for all state employees. That's what we're recommending. That will further boost our numbers of social workers. It's pretty simple. People want to do this work. It's meaningful, but you cannot impoverish them. You got to pay them enough for them to pay their student loans. And when they go home at night from working a really tough job, to have enough money to enjoy, to not be driving an Uber or doing a second job. So I'm grateful that the legislature has worked with us to provide significant raises to state employees, and it's really helping. It's really helping in the morale.
You mentioned your family staying in the governor's mansion. It sounds like sticking around.
And then about 3 months out, my daughter said, I really like living here. I don't want to move. And all of a sudden, this town and this county have been really good to us. They treat Will and Lila like they're normal. They play on the different sports teams and the rest. It's a special place to live, and I will never be able to express how grateful I am about how the community treats them, especially giving them some level of normalcy, even though they live in that governor's mansion.
Governor, is there anything, now that you've won a second term, is there anything that you had in the back of your mind that you really wanted to get going, but you didn't have time during the first term, and now you can go full speed ahead with?
Well, we've got a number of economic development prospects that are exciting, enormous, that are right there. I think, maybe even the next 6 months, and could be maybe not as big as the Ford announcement, but close to it. I've been pursuing these even while running for re-election, and I'm going to continue to do that. I mean, we have a red-hot economy right now that is not slowing down. We continue to have companies calling us for their potentially largest investment in their history. This is our chance to truly transform the economy. But let me answer that in another way. I'm not taking my eye off the ball. Now, if I gave advice to people in other states, it's that our citizens don't wake up thinking about Trump or Biden. They wake up thinking about their job, getting their kids fed, whether they can afford to take their parents to a doctor, whether they feel safe in their community, the education that their kids are getting. Those are the real everyday experiences of our people. And I think one reason that this administration's been successful is that's what we focused on every day, and not run after whatever issues they're arguing about in Washington, D.C. This administration, the Beshear-Coleman administration, is going to get up every day to address those everyday concerns of our people. Hi, guys. Our lieutenant governor has been a phenomenal partner, has really grabbed a hold not just of the education, but the economic development side. We do joint meetings on virtually everything we do. We are partners. So if you ask me what her role is, it's everything.
Thanks.
Do you want to add anything?
No.
Okay.
Well, she just asked if I would run for governor in 2027. I think that's a little bit like putting Christmas decorations out before Halloween. We just got through this election, and we have a lot to accomplish. We've got a lot of really good things going on in Kentucky, and so my main focus is going to be continuing to support this administration moving forward. And then we'll see what comes in the future, but right now there's just so much potential, and we've got to make sure that we work really hard to see that through.
I will not run for governor in 2027. Right now, I'm just excited about this re-election. I have no plans for the future. I'm going to have to pay for Will and